Every year, thousands of Brits head to Europe for a dream new life.
I feel relaxed already.
And breathe.
But sunshine and scenery and a great lifestyle need to be paid for.
We have to get going, because that's what we're here for, to run a B&B.
So to fund their fairy tale,
champagne tastes and lemonade money.
brave Brits are taking the plunge and going into business.
What could go wrong?
On this series, we follow those expats, setting up anything from bars and boat charters in Spain
Suddenly, all hell breaks loose.
to vineyards and B&Bs in France.
We're in trouble.
But will they flourish? Or will they fail?
We have no money.
Oh, la la.
And can they really make a life in the sun pay?
If we don't give it a go now, there's always going to be that what if.
No pain, no gain.
On today's show, in Spain's trendiest town,
We're blowing away.
a new expat muscles in with her business idea.
I've left my job, I've left my house. It can fail, but it won't fail. Not if I've got anything to do with it.
As orders take the plunge,
I've got nothing to do.
it's desperate measures for these expats.
Is that your vehicle there, sir?
Yeah, that's right.
Looks like mine needs some parts.
Look at that one. That's an amazing one.
And a British couple's winemaking dream.
I've always loved wine. I like growing fruit.
I mean, it's sort of like gardening on a big scale.
But will it turn sour?
We don't get a decent harvest this year. We know it won't work.
The Charente, southwest France. This region gets as much sunshine as Nice on the French Riviera, but properties are a quarter of the price. A 4-bedroom detached house with 1 acre of land can cost as little as £60,000. Kim and Jenny Gilbert moved here from Blackpool 2 months ago to run a classic car parts company.
Likes there so much.
Lovely village.
Yeah, we've got the potential to have a really good life here.
It's a very nice place to be.
So far, business has gone without a hitch. Sales have been strong for the first 3 months, but this month they've gone down 10%.
I've got nothing to do.
With the arrival of the summer, most French businesses close down. Not Kim and Jenny, though. They've decided to stay open.
August is basically a really quiet time for businesses generally. A lot of businesses shut down and just let people go on holiday for the month. So the turnover's down, but not unexpectedly.
But if the classic cars aren't coming to Kim and Jenny, then they will go to the classic cars.
It's just brilliant. Love it. Absolutely love it.
The couple have decided to try and drum up some business at this rally on the historic circuit of Angoulême.
Is that your vehicle there, sir?
Yeah, that's right.
Looks like mine needs some parts.
Have you got any with you?
Not with us. It's,
Fiberglass wing.
we'll be open tomorrow morning. Yeah. Well, it's a bit late today.
After years of slogging it away as an export manager in England, Kim's finally enjoying himself at work.
This is where the salesman in Kim really comes out now. He's so confident in stepping up to people and saying, this is what we do, this is where we are.
Bon courage. We sell parts which are often just in a box, and you see the cherish that's gone into a lot of these vehicles, and you think, yeah, we're kind of helping to keep that going. It's got a nice buzz. Yeah.
Just try and slow down, because you're so excited, and we've got a lot of cars to see up there, and it'll make yourself sick, won't you?
Yes, dear.
In the early days of motor racing at the beginning of the last century, many historic car races were held on this circuit, which launched the careers of many legendary drivers.
It's fun, isn't it? Brilliant.
It seems like the high-octane atmosphere is winning over Jenny, too.
You can smell it, can't it? It's brilliant.
It's brilliant.
Now, I think we should come back and do something, a bit of an involvement with the event next year, see if we can sponsor somebody.
Why didn't we do this 10 years earlier? Oh, actually, it was because I hadn't met you then.
Yeah.
It's been a good day at the races for Kim and Jenny. But will the publicity stunt turn around the slump in summer sales? Marbella on the Costa del Sol. A playground for the rich and famous where it's all about showing off the body beautiful. It's an area where image is everything, and the 24 gyms, 20 health spas and 23 beauty salons within just 12 square miles all cater for the image-conscious crowd. This town is about to acquire one more resident, hailing from a place much less fitness-conscious, Doncaster.
I've never been sporty in my life. Up until the age of sort of mid-20s, I did zero sport, which is ironic considering what I'm about to do.
46-year-old Rosanna Gorman has given up her job as a medical rep to set up a new fitness boot camp in the heart of Marbella, offering a weight loss programme and some super healthy food.
It just seemed like something that really made sense, because it's a very popular thing these days. People want to keep fit, and particularly in that area of Spain, people are, very aware of their bodies. They like to keep fit. So it just seemed like the perfect thing to do, really. So hopefully it'll work out.
Rosanna's leaving her boyfriend to look after their home and is gambling £35,000 of her savings on the business in Spain.
Sometimes you just have to kind of bite the bullet and say, right, if I don't do it now, I never will. And that certainly is, I think, the case with me. If I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it.
As she leaves her home behind, Rosanna makes the move to the Marbella Hills, where she's renting this villa for the boot camp for €2,500 a month.
Got a twin room on this side, ensuite with a shower, and a twin room on the other side, which is ensuite with a shower.
And she's planning to charge boot camp customers €450 for a week's stay. She needs at least 3 customers a week to break even, but with so many similar businesses in town, she has to stand out.
And the Andalusian tiles, which is quite typically Spanish actually, which is nice because people are coming to Spain, they want to see a bit of Spain.
Rosanna's gambling everything on turning her hobby into her business. And it's all about to start with a taster day for local fitness fanatics in the hope they'll spread the word.
You get into a bit of a rut in your sort of everyday life. In the UK, I was in a job that I didn't particularly enjoy. I always wanted to work for myself, but didn't really know what it was I wanted to do. I would never have dreamed in a million years that I'd have done something regarding fitness, because I just wasn't into fitness or nutrition, a couple of years ago. When I discovered how good that could make me feel, I decided that, there's got to be lots of other people out there who are the same. Hola! Did you get through the traffic okay?
And it seems there are lots of people who feel the same. Many have turned up for the taster day to be put through their paces by local instructor Hannah.
They're blowing away.
Meanwhile, Rosanna is preparing the special food regime she'll be offering all her guests.
I just need to put these outside so when they have a break, it's ready for them.
And again with the right. Come on, these are really good for you.
People keep telling me that I'm very, very brave, that I'm taking a huge risk, and they really respect me for that. And I've never really thought of it that way, as being brave. I've always thought of it just, everyone would do it, but everyone doesn't do it. I don't need to go to boot camp because I'm running up and down stairs all day long. Having said I've never been a risk taker, I think I've probably turned into one.
The dry run has finished, and Rosanna's first customers have had a taste of her approach to fitness. Are they impressed?
The trainers are just absolutely amazing. We have the best trainers I've ever trained with anyway. Rose is obviously with the food, so everybody has their own little bit to put in. So, yeah, it's a good place to come.
But with outgoings of €8,000 each month, Rosanna needs to get paying and staying guests through the door and fast.
Yeah. So financially now, the majority of the spend is going to be on the trainers, which are very expensive, the rent of the villa, paying the chef, staff and accommodation really are going to be the main cost. The most difficult thing, or probably the critical factor, is going to be getting the customers through the door.
Are you already paid?
No, I've left my job, I've left my house. It can fail, but it won't fail. Not if I've got anything to do with it.
The Dordogne in western France. This region was the battleground of the 100 Years' War between the French and the English. But that was in the Middle Ages. Today, there's more of an entente cordiale, as more than 6,000 Brits have come to live here, attracted by the region's beautiful food and wine. France produces more wine than Australia and New Zealand combined. And while French wine is expensive to buy in the UK, to those who live here, it costs half the price. And that's what's attracted former farmers Sue and Humphrey Temperley,
Nice nose.
who have moved from Somerset to the village of Gajac-et-Rouillac.
It's just about the space out here. There's so much space. It's like living in, well, I'm not sure about Never Never Land. I've never been sure about that, but it's fantastic. Oh, cheers.
But Sue and Humphrey have not come here just to drink the wine. They've come here to make it.
Let's go to the younger Merlot, shall we?
Okay.
They've bought Chateau Lester Veni, a historic residence with 80 acres of land where they grow Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon and Cabernet Franc.
The coolest thing in the world is to be able to take wine to a party in London with your own name on the bottle.
The Vineyard is Sue and Humphrey's retirement project after a lifetime of farming in the UK.
Look at that one. That's an amazing one.
I've always loved wine. I like growing fruit. I love growing things. And we wanted to live in France. And so what better to do than to grow vines?
Yes, I mean, it's sort of like gardening on a big scale.
That's pretty much what I want to see. It's a very quite heavy crop. It's all in the right place. I don't want any grapes that are touching the ground because they're much more likely to get diseased.
Look, they're all flopping, aren't they?
Yeah.
Sue and Humphrey are responsible for growing the grapes, pressing them, bottling the wine and selling it. Last year they made 75,000 bottles.
We have a lot of names for different areas of the vineyard. So like 5 rows of very strange gnarled old vines, which we called the Weird 5. Humphrey'd say, where are you going to prune now? And I'd say, oh, I'm going up to the Weirds. If we didn't like each other's company, we'd go nuts in a short time.
We probably are nuts, really. I mean, I think we'd probably have to be nuts to buy a vineyard at our age.
Running a vineyard is a 7 days a week, 12 months a year job. But they are not alone.
Would you mind just picking up these once more?
Former cook Matt and his girlfriend Katie have come over from England for a year to learn the business of winemaking. They will help Humphrey and Sue running the business throughout the year.
It's hard work. It's quite funny because I kind of looked from the house at the top and thought it was just a small field of vines. And then when I got here and I'd been round them all, Humphrey said, oh, we got the stuff at the back. And they said, oh, there's some over the road. So it got bigger and bigger.
Matthew has always had a passion for wine, but during the process of like the year, it's definitely become my dream as well.
Sue and Humphrey haven't turned a profit since they bought the vineyard.
Don't know what that is.
So far, a combination of bad weather and mistakes in timing the harvests has meant they've had low yields.
Actually, if you'd started 30 years earlier, you'd probably be one of the area's great winemakers. Whereas, and if you lived till 100, you still could be, but it's harder when you've got less time.
This year will be crucial. If Sue and Humphrey want to carry on running a vineyard, they have to finally turn a profit.
I feel we've done everything right with the vines this year. So in a way, they sort of owe it to us to maximise the yield. But you can do everything right and then the weather will come along and undo it. Until it's in the vat, there's no counting on it.
With 10 weeks to go before this year's harvest, will the Temperleys cling on to their winemaking dream?
If we don't get a decent harvest this year, we know it won't work and we'll have to put it on the market.
Yeah, we'll be into plan B or C or D.
The Charente. In this quiet corner of France, there are 69 weekly farmers' markets full of outstanding locally produced wine, cheese and bread. More than 16,000 Brits now live in the region, and among them is Jenny Gilbert, who moved here to join her husband Kim and set up a classic car parts business.
It's great when we get a delivery, because it means that we spring into action down here. This is like Christmas every day.
I know what to get you for Christmas then, don't I?
Sales have gone down 10%. So ex-teacher Jenny is putting everything into winning customers.
There's no box there.
She spent her working life surrounded by children in classrooms. Now she has to learn how to deal with big burly men with a passion for cars.
I need a cam belt.
Good luck.
So how long have you lived here?
11 years.
And I've been in this part of France for 5.
Have you?
Well, yeah, 5.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh.
And what do you say now?
2 teas. Would you like some? Seriously, would you like some?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. No?
Oh, yes, cups of tea for the lads. That's the way forward.
There we go.
Cheers, cheers.
Back at home with Jenny helping Kim, restoration work on their classic French townhouse has picked up a great deal.
I've brought you bar snacks.
Over the last 6 months, Kim has completely restructured the interior of the house, putting in a whole new floor and making 8 brand new rooms. Now all the rooms are ready to be decorated and furnished, and the massive painting job has begun.
I'll do the brushes and the cutting in, and you can do the rollers. See if you can get as much on the wall as you do on the floor.
I'll do my best.
Today is Kim and Jenny's 9th wedding anniversary, but there's no time for celebrations.
I'm pretty good with a paintbrush, you know.
Well, just show us how good you can be with a roller.
Oh, this is nice.
Oops. Put my foot in the paint. It's good, isn't it? What do you think?
I think I've discovered an extra talent that I have.
What's that, making sandwiches?
No.
Okay. Happy anniversary, darling.
Thank you, darling.
That's the way to spend it.
Yeah.
The Dordogne, southern France. Millions of bottles of wine are produced here every year, 75,000 of which come from Chateau Lesteveni.
Lovely colour.
Run by English expats Sue and Humphrey Temperley.
It's good.
Chateau Lesteveni is an independent vineyard, which means that Sue and Humphrey have to bottle and market the wine as well as make it. But they can't do every job on their own.
So much? Oui?
Today, Humphrey has hired a contractor and his special machine to bottle some of last year's wine.
We've only used him once before. This is the second time. So we've got to get the bottles onto the machine, some wine into the bottles, and the corks into the bottles, and then put them in the crates.
Humphrey's wine is kept in these tanks from harvest to final bottling to monitor the aging process. The wine is now due to be bottled and sold. It's a crucial process for these expats, as they need to sell some bottles and make money.
I would like, by the end of today, every tank in the building will be empty, because it's either been sold or bottled.
And it's all hands to the pump today. Sue and trainee Matt's girlfriend Katie have joined the production line.
We're a week behind because the machine has been having problems, so hopefully it will run today.
It's probably like going to the gym. It's a lot of bending and stretching, only unfortunately there's liquid and glass involved, so if anything goes wrong, it's probably worse than going to the gym.
Oops. They've barely started, but bottles are already breaking. Looks like the machine's not quite fixed yet.
He's hitting it with a hammer.
That's always a last resort in my book.
So I'll lend him my bigger hammer.
Every time a bottle breaks, Humphrey and Sue turn a potential €5 profit into a €5 loss.
The line stopped, I guess, because he's altering the pressure. Humphrey?
Yes, the cork expert thinks the bottles have got too much pressure in them. The top cork's a tiny bit far in and the air gap's a bit small, so we'll adjust it.
Sue and Humphrey are already a week behind with their suppliers and are falling behind even further. If they can't bottle, they can't sell.
We've got 15 crates to do today and we've done
Well, it's
2.5.
going to be 2 hours and we've done 2.
Only another 6,000 to go.
What time is it now? 3 hours longer than we should have been. Anyway,
But hitting the machine with the hammer seems to have paid off. When production is restarted, there are no more breakages. At the end of the day, 9,000 bottles have been filled, which means they can now be sold.
we've kept our cool and we're there.
Now Sue is in charge of a huge marketing job.
So we'll just put this rest of this stuff in.
She is off to the biggest supermarket in the area, 10 miles away, with apprentice Matt.
We've got very little petrol.
At least they'll have plenty of wine, and they're about to try and promote it amongst a crowd of discerning French shoppers.
We had 2 tasting things where were quite interesting. 3 of them said, oh, c'est bon. And the 4th one, who was a bit sulky, said, oh, c'est bon pour un anglais. Say, it's good for an Englishman. And anyway, so it's become a standing joke that our wines are good for an Englishman.
Here we are. Here's our Les Devenys shelves. There's a nice picture of Humphrey being the winemaker.
It's time for these English expats to find their niche in the market among scores of French producers.
Vous voulez une petite dégustation?
No, thank you very much.
I asked Guy just now if he'd like a petite dégustation. He said, no, I'm a teetotaler and I have been for 20 years.
Great start.
Would you like a little tasting?
I'm working. I think it's perhaps not a good idea.
Au revoir.
Things are not going so well.
Bonsoir. Could you taste it? No.
But ex-chef and apprentice Matt finally hooks a customer. Bonne chance, mon ami.
Humphrey, 6 euros. 6. 6. It was a bit awkward because I was getting my numbers mixed up. So I think I was telling him it was 16 euros. I don't know if I'm starting to talk a little bit of Spanish as well and getting mixed up. Would you like to go through them all?
After an hour and a half, sales seem to be improving.
I sold loads of red this afternoon, saying...
Yeah, I had a little mini rush, so I sold about 6 bottles of red then.
Unless, of course, you mean 16.
Bonjour. Vous voulez une petite dégustation? No.
As they desperately try to sell more wine...
Too young still.
Will these English wine producers win over the French shoppers and carry on living the dream? In Marbella on the Costa del Sol, ex-medical rep Rosanna Gorman's fitness boot camp retreat is up and running.
They're probably burning about 4,000 calories a day, so they need plenty of good nutrition. It's all very healthy.
If Rosanna wants to make a success of her boot camp, she knows it will have to stand out. There are 24 gyms in the area already.
It's very vital to differentiate myself from the pack, if you like. So in line with all of that is the complementary therapies, the massage, the beauty therapy. So it is very, very important to make sure we have these things on offer if people want them.
Today, Rosanna has decided to try out a new treatment for herself.
Hello!
One which she hopes will impress the Marbella crowd.
The method is based on knowledge from the Far Eastern world. They all use sound in the day-to-day for healing purposes and curing purposes.
Therapist Christine Heckel offers her exclusive bell-ringing therapy in the Marbella area, which Rosanna may use to complement her other boot camp treatments.
With these sounds, we help people to come into the relaxed state, which can go into very deep trance. It's quite nice just to have a lay down.
And the tone of the bowls is actually quite relaxing to listen to.
There is no blockage in that area here necessarily.
It's nice to know I've not got a blocked bum.
Well, yes.
Thank you very much.
But at the end of the trial session, Rosanna is not convinced by this latest Marbella craze.
I did want to laugh a little bit, and which is awful because she's absolutely lovely and fantastic. But I think it's just because I'm not used to that kind of thing.
So the bell ringing treatment won't be on offer at Rosanna's boot camp, but the number of guests is still too small to make the business profitable.
I tend to get quite a good conversion rate from the inquiries that I get, although I don't get a huge amount of inquiries.
Hiya. Hi, how you doing? I'm good.
It's time for Rosanna to look for new customers, not just in the UK, but all over the world.
This is your storefront.
Well, there's no other way for people to find me other than online.
It has to be aesthetically pleasing to look at.
Yeah, I think mine's quite pretty.
It is very pretty.
So she is using a local internet marketing specialist to target UK and American fitness fanatics.
As long as you're depositing your brand into somebody's brain, you're going to shoot up in ranks.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice to see you.
Rosanna has set herself a target of 3 customers a week to break even.
I think that went really well, actually. The optimisation of the website's really important because obviously I need people to be able to find me. We need to get the advertising right and the marketing right, and we need to get the people through the door. The things that I'm worried about, obviously, are not getting enough customers and you know, not being able to go forward.
It's September in the Charente, the new home of Kim and Jenny Gilbert.
Let's get a bit of organisation here.
Sales have picked up at their classic car park business, which has now been open for 5 months.
This part here, we've got actually 57 of them.
With new orders coming in, Kim and Jenny are having a clear out of unused car parts.
Obviously, they're not a seller, so what does that say to you when you look at it?
Croquet hoop.
It's croquet hoop. Sell it as a kid's thing for Christmas. It could be a fun game.
What are they going to hit the
Well, that's it. They have to provide their own stick.
Or mallet.
And after months of work, they finally finished renovating their French home.
A lovely house.
Really nice community.
Nice village. In an area of countryside which is beautiful and with a 5-minute commute to work.
When they bought this property exactly a year ago, it was used as a store for car parts. The beams and floors were in dire need of restoration, and the rooms were full of mould and woodworm. Kim smashed through the old structure to open up new spaces, turning this classic French townhouse into a comfortable property with 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a kitchen diner, and 2 attic rooms.
I can't believe I'm in a room like this because I've never ever dreamed of having a bedroom like this. It's just a wonderful place to wake up. It just makes you feel all happy inside.
With the help of a team of British builders, Kim preserved the classic 19th century interior, adding a variety of modern touches.
We'd knock the wall through into what was the area where customers would come in to a counter not dissimilar to what we got here. There were times when I thought we'd never finish, and now we have. I'm not only pleased with this house, I'm proud of this house, and I love this house.
To be honest, I never thought I'd love the house, but I do. I absolutely adore it.
With the arrival of autumn, business has finally picked up again, and with everything settled at home and at work...
It's so nice to be out here. Beautiful. It's beautiful here.
Belatedly, they celebrate their 9th wedding anniversary.
We said that on our 10th anniversary we'd go back to Hawaii.
Well, let's do it then.
And do the same, shall we, really?
Well, there's no reason why not, is there?
After a tense first summer, with slumps in sales, Jenny's jitters about leaving the UK, and 12 months living apart, it seems like they've got round to being husband and wife again.
I was scared for our relationship, I have to say. We were drifting apart in terms of our worlds.
Well, pulled apart.
Pulled apart by the worlds that we were in. We've invested every single thing we have into it.
And every emotion.
It's all in here in France.
Cheers, Jenny. Happy
Cheers.
anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
You trusted me.
I did trust you, yeah. I just thought, well, why not? Why not have an adventure?
When we go out to eat in any part of the world, we don't kind of...
I'm sorry, I wasn't, do you know, I just haven't listened to a word you said because I was enjoying my food so much. I'm so sorry. I just stopped listening.
Yeah, I know.
It's been really, really hard. And this house has been a thorn in our flesh. It's caused us both, and especially you, a lot of worry. And I really feel now we've got it as a home. It's like our new beginning is now, isn't it? This is it. This is the beginning of everything.
The house is home.
Yeah.
It's the beginning.
The town of Saint-Foy-les-Grands in southwest France. Sue and Humphrey Temperley have been coming to this weekly market ever since they moved to this area.
We find anything we want down here. Prices are reasonable, they're very fresh, very good. It's an essential part of our week.
Merci.
It's amazing. It's one of the great pleasures of living in France.
In this area of France, you can stock up on groceries using exclusively local, unbranded products.
Bonjour. 4 escalopes de poulet, s'il vous plaît.
Yeah, it's not like the plastic chicken that you get used to in the UK.
That's a bit unfair to a lot of UK chicken producers.
Yeah.
Sue and Humphrey themselves are among this region's producers. They make wine at their historic Chateau Lesteveni. Today, guests are expected for a tasting of last year's wine.
When they come for a tasting, it's nice to get it looking sort of a bit neat.
It's you she's talking to, Humphrey.
It's the worst brush I've found for ages.
I tell you what, you need the wheelbarrow now to put that stuff in.
Why don't you do what you usually do and stuff it behind the hedge?
How do you know about behind the hedge?
Oops.
That's exactly what I normally do. Look, there's the last lot. All the dead leaves. It helps the hedge, though. I'll hold the hedge while you stuff it down.
No one will ever know.
This could be why the hedge grows so well, because it has all this extra mulch.
Almost every day during the summertime, visitors arrive at Chateau Lesteveni as part of a wine tour organised by a local tourist company. This is Humphrey's chance to make money as he can sell direct to these customers.
It's the largest wine producing area in the whole world and produces lots more wine than the whole of Australia and New Zealand put together.
Time to put on a show and really sell some wine.
The difference between this and most people's... Sorry. The heart attack speciality. Now this is the blend I was talking about earlier, the Sauvignon blend. It's a nice soft finish. I try not to drip stuff on people's trousers.
These tourists spent €65 each today. This includes transport to the chateau to taste every wine produced by Humphrey. Now it's the turn of the rosé.
There are some men who seem to think that real men don't drink rosé. Mostly men who drink this rosé seem to like it. It's a unisex rosé.
Tastings always end with the strongest wine in the house, the red.
Are you worried about your dressing?
Which has an alcohol content of nearly 14%.
The price structure is very simple. Most things are 5 and the reds are 6 or 8. And the saucy next a bit more.
This is the moment Humphrey has been waiting for.
So think about what if you want to take some home. I'll give you time to think amongst yourselves.
As the visitors get a chance to order some wine to take away.
The Bergerac Malta 2012 and a bottle of the Rouge 2010.
2 bottles of the Rouge.
Okay.
I'm happy with any of them.
Absolutely. So how are you travelling? Are you driving back or you've got...
We're flying,
We fly
so
back.
we're limited.
Thinking of buying an extra bag.
Just leave the clothes behind.
It's been a good day for Humphrey. He's just sold €300 worth of wine.
I've got lots of new long-term customers from it. It's very much kind of luck of the draw. I mean, sometimes customers came back immediately and spent €400. Sometimes I've never seen them again. I regard it as very, very good advertising. Have you enjoyed yourself? Okay, good. Well, thank you. That's great.
As Humphrey waits for the arrival of the next batch of visitors,
That's good. She's right. They were both very worried
he returns to his main job, growing grapes.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday are going to be nice, just as a big high hanging around over the western France.
So it's going to be fine for 3 days.
I can get quite enthusiastic about that. By Thursday, the forecast is getting incredibly inaccurate.
With good weather forecast until the end of the week, all Sue and Humphrey have to do is make sure that the sun's rays reach the grapes by tidying the leaves with the help of Matt and Katie.
We're going to be letting light and air into the baby grapes so that they can develop and don't get too many fungus diseases and so on.
A steady exposure to the sun increases the sugar content of the grapes, which will be transformed into alcohol. For a successful crop, it is vital that the weather stays good. But they know that failure is always looming. A nasty turn in the weather could destroy a year's work.
You could be growing them perfectly and then something happens. Or like last year, it rained solidly for July and August. That was terrible. I mean, there's so many variables.
Yeah, there's loads of ways of losing the plot on the way, some of which are under our control.
With 10 weeks to go before harvest, will the Temperleys finally manage to turn a profit from their investment? It's been 12 weeks since ex-medical rep Rosanna Gorman arrived in Marbella to set up her boot camp business, the Aurora.
Couple more. Oh, I love working in sand.
Offering weight loss and fitness holidays.
It's very exciting. It's like a complete new era in my life. I'm 46 now, so I'm not getting any younger.
So far, Rosanna has had a steady trickle of customers, so the business is picking up. But that means plenty of work for her.
I've got to get up, I've got to cook breakfast, I've got to clean the rooms, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. But now that I've got into it, I wake up in the morning and I actually think, oh wow, I actually live here. I have to pinch myself sometimes when I'm, look at this. It's great. What more could I want?
As she sets up the boot camp, Rosanna has left her boyfriend behind in Doncaster. If she makes a success of the business, then they will both relocate in a year's time.
It's difficult because I'm here on my own, but I'm doing it for a reason, and hopefully in the long run it's going to be a positive thing.
As well as exercise, ultra-healthy food is also available at the Aurora. So Rosanna is off to source fresh produce at the biggest market in the area, in the city of Malaga.
Wow, this is amazing. Look at this. Just fruit and vegetables everywhere.
And in southern Spain, it seems everything is so much bigger.
Wow, look at the size of the peaches.
More than half of the fresh fruit and vegetables consumed in Europe are grown in this area of Spain.
Huge.
But clearly, they keep the best for themselves.
Look at the dates. Everything's just so big. Dragon fruit. I've never actually eaten one, to be honest.
One moment, don't touch.
No, you're not allowed to touch on this one either. I've just been told off for touching. Not allowed to touch. There's a sign.
And one market vendor is keen to share more than just his fresh nuts with Rosanna.
What's in it?
Piel de cabra, caprino. Ahora, what is your name?
Rosanna.
Ah, Rosanna. I like Rosanna. Mira, Rosanna, you open the mouth.
No.
Yes.
No.
Mira.
No.
Look at me. Open the mouth. Mira.
No.
Look at me.
Okay.
Open the mouth.
No, you can do it.
A moment, please.
Well, I don't know what he's doing down there. I think I'm full. Well, if nothing else, I've got a phone number and an address.
Rosanna leaves the market with 2 kilos of fruit and vegetables and the grocer's phone number. And she's back just in time to welcome her first returning guest, Lisa.
Looking good.
Thank you.
Are you having this one?
Lisa, who lives in Suffolk, took part in Rosanna's first taster day 5 weeks ago after finding the new business on the internet.
I was looking for a boot camp in the UK, really, just for a weekend, and I put boot camp in, and Rosanna's came up. Spend a week in the UK in the mud, or spend a week in Marbella in the sun. It's a no-brainer, really, isn't it? I'm going to be 40 in August, and I just wanted to lose as much weight as I could. I will be a size 10, and I will get into that bikini, and my affirmations every day. I will get smaller and leaner.
Lisa's return is good news for Rosanna.
Here it is. This is what you come to Spain for, really, isn't it? The sunshine and the pool.
But while business is picking up for Rosanna, there are other problems to deal with.
My partner in the UK and I are no longer together. We decided between us that it wasn't going to work, and we split up for various reasons. He's in the UK. We own a house together still, so we still have ties in that respect. But other than that, that's finished. I've discovered that I really can do things on my own, and I am pretty independent. And I don't mind, sort of doing things on my own. I quite like it, actually. I quite like being responsible for me and everything else.
So with no ties left in the UK, Rosanna needs to make a success of her boot camp more than ever. Next time.
I have no relationship in the UK. I've got nothing to go back for.
It's decision time for Rosanna as the season comes to an end.
If I had to choose between finding the love of my life and the business, I would choose the business.
It's time to take stock at the British-run dive centre.
My accountant, when I took the invoices to her, her face actually went white.
Will these expats risk all their profits again?
Then I'm an ambitious bugger.
And as they prepare for harvest, there's a shock for the Temperleys.
Well, I've broken my leg.
It's a dream chased by thousands of Brits each year.
It's a wonderful way of life.
Heading to Europe to set up new lives and businesses in the sun.
Get it!
They're seduced by gorgeous scenery.
It's a beautiful place to live, it really, really is.
Year-round sun and a better, cheaper way of life.
I wonder what the temperature is for today.
But how easy is it to turn the dream into a reality?
This is like the final frontier.
In this series, we follow the expats as they say goodbye Blighty.
There's no reason for me to go back to the UK. I have nothing there.
And begin their new lives.
What could possibly go wrong now?
Setting up bars and restaurants in Spain.
I know, it ain't rocket science.
Gîtes and B&Bs in France.
Voila.
When nothing is ever as simple as it sounds.
We're starting to get sleepless nights because you're starting to get worried.
It's great. What more could I want?
On today's show...
These are beef skewers.
In Spain, 2 rookie hoteliers struggle with their first ever dinner service.
There's nowhere on the table to put it.
There's a space to put that.
You really want me to show you where that space is?
As they near the end of their gîte renovation project,
I'm just mentally exhausted. I've just decided that I've had enough.
will this couple manage to finish the job?
When he's like that, I just don't talk to him.
And a new family moves to Spain to open their dream bar.
Well, kids, this is ours. We've got to make it.
But are they in for a bumpy ride?
My bank is empty. We've got nothing left. We need to open the bar.
Almeria, southern Spain. One of the most sought-after destinations for English expats. This is the 3rd cheapest place to holiday in Europe. A day's vacation costs on average £36, as opposed to $64 you would spend in the USA and the $80 you would spend in Italy.
Come on.
It's been 18 months since partners Peter Thompson and Lee Bradford came here to live.
It's been a good move, definitely. I don't say I desperately miss Watford.
We earn enough money to live, and we spend most of the day in the sunshine.
That will do. Sold. Come on.
They gave up their jobs as a marketing manager and caterer in Watford to move to the desert village of El Puertecico, where they've turned 4 country houses into a holiday complex.
There's 37 rooms in total, 13 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, 4 kitchens, 2 swimming pools.
Cuddly toy and a fondue set. There we go.
This week, their first ever guests arrived.
I'll stick it downstairs.
Sure.
It was a tricky start as they had to rearrange the furniture.
I think my words would be, I told you so.
I know.
If they've rented the houses, they decide where they want to go.
Well, they'll all have a rummage through the kitchen, so they'll all find out where the stuff is.
Just relax. So you need to...
Now it's their guests' final day and Peter and Lee are hoping for some good reviews. So they're organising a farewell dinner.
Chicken with smoked paprika, meatballs, albondigas, beef pinchos.
It doesn't mean anything.
What? Beef skewers.
Thank you.
Preparing the food should be a doddle for caterer Lee. He used to oversee a team feeding 13,000 people every day at his job at the University of Hertfordshire.
I'm more practical, so I tend to do the more practical things.
Yeah, whatever.
And Peter's more admin-based.
Oh, God. It's wrong in so many ways. So why do you do it thicker bits like that and not like you get in a restaurant where they're like a onion ring?
I don't know, I'll just do it this way.
OK. You know, I don't know if it was the Bradford Catering School.
Oops.
I think if we open a restaurant, that'd be quite good, because then you can get staff in and I don't have to be here.
The guests will turn up in an hour.
So I haven't got anything to knock, have I? Are you aware we're doing dinner this evening? Yes. So about 7:30?
Yeah. Where do we find you guys?
We're in the next house to you.
Time for this couple to shine.
We said about 7:30, so they'd better. If not, we're going around knocking on doors. Your dinner's on the table, it's getting cold. Oh, stand by your beds. Hi.
Come in.
Yeah, please do, please do. Please sit wherever you like. So what would everyone like to drink? We've got red wine, white wine.
But it looks like when it comes to serving at the table...
These are beef skewers.
Former marketeer Lee isn't exactly a natural.
You've got fish out there with no lemon.
Right, and where am I balancing that? On my head? There's nowhere on the table.
I'm sure there's a space to put that.
You really want me to show you where that space is?
Just you can't eat fish without lemon.
They're tucking into everything, Lee. They're more shocked at how much food keeps coming out than anything. I think as the chef, should take the last 2 out and say, are you enjoying it? I think it would be a nice touch if you took the stuff out.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Don't get so stressed.
I'm not stressed.
But what do the guests think of the food?
I don't eat fish. I just about eat cod. So that was really good.
It was cooked by Lee, served by Peter, and it was wonderful.
Perfect. And obviously I did too much food.
As the guests turn in for the night, will Peter and Lee get the good reviews they need? The Dordogne, southwest France. This picturesque region is the chosen holiday destination of hundreds of thousands of people each year. They are attracted by the region's beautiful surroundings, its gourmet food and cheap, plentiful wine.
Eh bien, merci, madame.
A bottle of red costs on average just £2.50. Mark and Sylvie Young have swapped the hustle and bustle of London to set up a gîte business in the village of Rouffignac.
There was always a question mark, how would I fit in France? I love it here. Our deal is that Jean-Baptiste speaks English to me and I speak French to him. Oui?
Yes.
Oui, voilà.
Like this.
Mark and his French wife Sylvie gave up their jobs in England 6 months ago to restore these 3 houses. They spent all their money on buying the properties, which means they now have to do all the renovation work themselves.
I should be knocking these down and laying them in so fast. Everything is taking so much longer. No, that's not good, is it? Yeah, I'm struggling.
So far, Mark and Sylvie have completely stripped the interior of this old farmhouse, which they want to convert into a 3-bedroom self-catering gîte. They have built a loft with stunning views over the countryside, despite Mark's crippling hernia, which forced him to stop working for a month. Mark has now started to tackle the trickiest job of all. He has 5,000 tiny tiles to lay on the front patio.
This has taken over a week longer than I thought it would have taken.
Replicating the original French paving will make the villa look more authentic, but builder Mark has drastically underestimated the amount of work needed.
I'm just mentally exhausted. I don't know whether it is the patio. I've just thanks, Jess. I've just decided that I've had enough.
When he's like that, it's just best to just leave him to it.
Yeah.
And just do this meal. I just don't talk to him.
My heart's not in it. It's not good.
And it seems like no one can do anything right.
Ah, Panda, no! Off! Go on, go away! Go away! Oh.
Least of all, his wife.
Can I just point something out? Because you know you're going to be out. This area here, there's about 15 stones with no red.
But then you told me you don't like to have, you like to have the reds that touch each other.
No, they don't all have to touch each other. If you look, there's lots and lots of single ones about. I just said no more than 3.
Ah.
Mark and Sylvie originally hoped to finish the first gîte this summer. Delays now mean they won't reach their goal.
So sadly, I think the objective of completion of the summer is now gone. The actual light at the end of the tunnel, somebody's just put a shutter over the top of it, and we're not going to be able to get there. I failed. Doesn't sit easy with me, failure.
But the couple need to complete the exterior of this gîte so they can take photos and advertise the complex in time for next season.
If I was doing it for a customer in England, I would complete it. So I failed because of lack of effort.
It's a real low point for Mark.
A bit disappointed and a bit drained. I feel like I've sort of let Sylvie down a bit, but anyway.
Will he pick himself up to finish the outside by the end of summer? The Spanish town of Benalmádena, twice voted the best marina in the world. Every year, 1 million tourists come here to soak up the sun and spend their hard-earned cash. Here, bars and pubs provide great value for money. A pint of beer can cost as little as €1.50. So after their pub lease in the UK expired, former landlords Wendy and Carl Jones, daughter Rebecca and boyfriend James came to Spain to open a bar in the sun.
Right, what do you do here? It won't let me have any.
2 days after leaving the business, we're in Spain.
Flipping it. We're jobless. And we're everything else less.
Let's.
So why not just jump on the boat, drive over to Spain and see what they've got? Just be careful, dear, you're very close. And it was as simple as that.
Yeah.
The Joneses have just bought the lease for this bar in the popular Bonanza district of Benalmádena. Until last week, they were living in Wigan, Greater Manchester. Now they've taken up temporary residence at Carl's expat mum's house in the Spanish province of Almería.
Well, I've got the keys to the bar. If you've got passports.
I've got the passports in my bag.
We need the bin bags.
We need bin bags and we need cloths.
Today they're going to take a look at the bar they've bought in Benalmádena. There's only one snag. It's a long way from their base.
200-mile journey there and 200-mile journey back each time from here. So it's going to be a long day. Every motorway stop, she has to go for a wee.
Have we got everything? We've got drink.
Oh. Told you.
After a 5-hour trip, the Joneses arrive in the tourist heart of Benalmádena.
Oh, God. Who put that there?
They are about to take a look at their new bar, the Skiver's Rest, which they plan to open in just 5 days.
Excited. The very first opening. There we go. Hey. And we're in.
The Joneses have budgeted €9,000 to start up their business.
There we go. That's better, isn't it? You can see now.
And they've only $2,000 left after buying the lease.
We're on a big budget shoestring.
By the skin of our teeth.
Yeah, very much so.
As you can see, it needs a lick of paint and cleaning up a little bit.
It's only a lick of paint. I'd say that air conditioning unit.
That's all tiled, so that can just be all cleaned.
As well as renovating the interior, the Joneses will have to reconnect the utilities before they can open for business.
Yeah, definitely no water.
You're not going to try and plug anything in, there's no electric.
There may be lots to do before they can open, but Rebecca is already thinking ahead to this bar's bright future.
Like, if we were going to be having the disco lights, the restaurant next door doesn't want to have laser lights while they're eating the pasta, do they?
I'm aiming high. I want to really go for it. I want to have a few bars in my own name, and also I want to be able to get a couple of nightclubs where I could have the top DJs in, DJs such as Calvin Harris.
First things first, though.
Quit well, lads.
The girls are off to try to get the utilities reconnected while the boys start cleaning up.
Treasures of the universe. That's dry as a dodo. You don't know how long they've been up there. Oh no, that's good enough. That'll stir up.
Being on a very tight budget, this old pot of paint is a good find, as it's just saved Carl €12. But after just an hour's work...
Yeah, I'm not paying it all with a little brush.
The boys have run out of things to do.
That'll do for that.
We're not getting any further in this though, because we're stuck. We ain't got no electric, we ain't got no water.
We are literally at a standstill.
Brand new chair.
Oh, I'm settled up for the day. You carry on working.
2 hours later, Becca and Wendy are back, empty-handed.
What they've done.
They've not been able to switch the water or electricity back on and have been told to come back mañana.
There are so many blockades that stop you from going to the next stage.
There's only so much you can do with no electric, no water, no nothing. You know, you can't do any cleaning down. We've done the best we can do, but we get painting on a lot now, won't we?
With money running out fast, they need to get the water and power sorted so they can open as soon as possible. In the meantime, they have to put up with that tiring 400-mile road trip.
Yeah, they're happy now, they've got toilets.
The village of Rouffignac in the Dordogne, southwest France. Mark and Sylvie Young have been here for nearly 6 months.
We actually came here with the idea of driving up to the Pyrenees because we were looking to move to the Pyrenees. And we drove through the whole of the Pyrenees and spent 2 days away and came back here, didn't we? And I turned to Sylvie and said, I actually really like it here. And now we live just 5 minutes down the road.
Mark may love this place, but at work he has hit a mental wall. Actually, it's a 5,000 tile patio.
You know, I feel like I need a holiday. I need a break.
But after 3 weeks of relentless spirit-sapping work...
Parfait. Très bien.
Mark has finally completed his patio marathon.
I finished. If I can start thinking about something else rather than just thinking about squares, you end up thinking about crosswords and Tetris and Sudoku. I feel at peace.
And with that painstaking task out of the way, Mark is back to his old self, throwing everything into the rest of the exterior renovation.
I look back and I just can't believe how someone could get like that, be such a positive person all the time, and just let something like that, it just got me down. I was a defeated soul, you know, and anyway, I'm back, Mark Young's back, let's crack on.
And that means bossing around wife Sylvie.
You must never rush painting, never ever rush painting. I am very, very opinionated about painting, incredibly opinionated.
Obviously, I'm following my lesson. Don't put too much paint on the paintbrush.
With these 2 windows out here, the bottoms have got to be painted of the sills as well, and you haven't prepped them. Obviously, people are going to walk down here and look up. It's just if a job needs doing, you need to do it properly. I'm quite pleased about painting it, because I can keep an eye on you.
Yeah.
No, I'm just looking at... no, I'm not going to say a word. I'm not going to say a word.
Sometimes, if he tells me, like, you know, you can talk really condescending to me.
We're getting there, aren't we? We're getting there. You'll have the windows finished today, won't you? Yes, Mark. Do the best you can, I'll finish it off.
I prefer that. Yes, Mark, sure.
I think over the summer I have been particularly bad because I have been driving myself so hard.
Yes, you lost your patience,
yeah,
which
I
is
did.
not
I was
good.
just pushing.
As a manager, you should know not to use your patience.
I quite agree. The brush strokes are really showing on that. Brush strokes are not good. You shouldn't see brush strokes when you paint. It should be even a textured finish. Not like that. Just brush it on.
You need to look after your staff if you want them to work.
And also talk to them in a proper fashion. Exactly.
You know, I could have you done for, you know, verbal abused.
Autumn is just around the corner, the time when people start to think about next year's holidays. Mark and Sylvie are going to have to put their skates on if they want to finish the exterior and start advertising their gîte. They have to repaint the front of the house, finish installing the windows and erect a sign on the driveway.
All right.
She just doesn't like me watching her.
No, allez, go.
The village of El Puertecico in the Spanish region of Almeria. It's 6 a.m. and hoteliers Peter Thompson and Lee Bradford are up early. Their first guests are leaving at dawn and they want to be there to say goodbye.
Just follow the motorway and it's signposted airport after about an hour.
Good online reviews and personal recommendations are vital to Peter and Lee. How do these guests rate the holiday complex after spending a fortnight there?
It's been relaxing. It's been a beautiful environment. It's almost like 4 separate villas in one, and you couldn't better it.
Not quite daylight yet, is it? We've had what I call the grandparents of the family. They've told us they want to come back next year, so that'd be good. Fingers crossed.
That's the bottle of wine. Kindly provided on the first night for my wife.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you very much.
So the older members of the party look like they may be back. How about the younger ones?
Sitting outside in the evening and watching shooting stars was pretty good with the kids. I haven't done that for a long time and that was good. I'm used to having a little bit more. I like having a local bar I can walk to. I'm a bit too English for my own good. Just a pub would be perfect. So if you could put one in.
Fine, no problem. You're not the first to have said that. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Good to see you. That's all right, no problem. Safe journey back. I think it went very well. They were quite happy with what was provided. See you then. Take care. Dominic's main thing was there wasn't a bar we could walk to. So we can do, but it's an hour. I don't know if they'll come back or not. I don't know. We'll see.
So the accommodation is a hit, but the boys know they need to address the lack of local entertainment.
It's a very specific sort of place to go because you don't come here if you want nightlife and raucous partying. It's not really. It's just a very relaxing, quiet, peaceful, hot break.
When you're showing people around, you get the odd, oh, right. And you're thinking, is that a, I don't quite like that, or is that a, that's nice?
To help guests with places to visit, Peter and Lee are searching out local restaurants so they can recommend to their clientele.
The shock here is when people come and stay, say, oh, where's the nearest McDonald's? It's 40 minutes down the motorway. Oh.
There's a nice tapas bar in town, and you can go there, and the tapas is $1.50, and it's homemade and it's lovely and fresh.
And tonight they've discovered a place where for the price of a Big Mac, you can get a 2-course meal.
Oh, bueno. Wow.
Cooked by a professionally trained chef who worked in several top London restaurants.
This is a cafe on the edge of a motorway opposite a garage, and the food is fantastic. That looks gorgeous, doesn't it? That's one thing we're spoilt for over here is seafood. It's just amazing what you can eat. It's probably different if you go to the Costas. There's probably more there, but here in the sticks.
I wouldn't know where to go for a Thai meal.
No.
Wouldn't have an idea where even to start looking.
Peter and Lee might have found a good eatery within driving distance. But the need for more facilities is underlined by feedback from their first guests on their return home.
Oh, look. Here comes the yummy food. Oh, this is the tapas.
This is the tapas, yeah. It's delicious.
Weren't clean up, Bella?
No. The thing that stood out for me was the standard of the accommodation.
Yes.
Yeah. It was beautiful.
Beautiful.
It's just if you want to be able to walk to a restaurant,
Yeah,
a
you
bar,
can't.
that's the only thing.
Yeah.
There really wasn't...
There was nothing.
No.
It would enhance the place if there was more around.
Yeah.
Even a bar.
Yeah, a bar.
There was a bar in the next village.
Yeah, not walking though.
Yeah.
No.
If there was something within walking distance, it would be perfect.
Yes.
Will the lack of restaurants and bars on their doorsteps scupper Peter and Lee's chances? It's been nearly 10 months since Mark and Sylvie Young arrived in the Dordogne in southwest France.
Does that look like it's running down?
Yeah.
And their dream of offering their country house for rent is now inching closer.
We decided to call it Au Volet Bleu at the blue shutters because I always say to the delivery driver, it's the house after the turning on your left with the blue shutters.
Mark and Sylvie will spend the winter working on their interiors so they're ready to open next year.
The positioning of the letters is where I want them to be.
Putting up this sign is the final job before they can take photos to advertise their gîte.
Sylvie's taking full responsibility for this because this is totally her idea. I said I'd give it a go.
But can project manager Mark really let go?
And the O line up with the S. Don't look, can you see, it's just my carton, it's not straight.
Are you sure?
Yes!
No. No, the bubble is nothing to do with this way.
All right, where is the way then?
Ignore the bubble, it's just a straight line. If you do that, the bubble's still straight.
Oh, yeah. So everything is...
Some things, there are moments in life that you treasure.
Yes, you can see it straight. Look, because the bubble's in the middle. Quality.
Oh, no. This is my project, so I carry on. And for once, he's the one going and pick up the kids from school. To see the kids, how they've settled here, and to see two kids that were kind of shy to what they are now. You know, it's like two different kids in the past 8 months.
Ready for your muscles? Go on, Denise. Go on. Look at that.
Sunday, we always do roasties. So the meat is often French, and the potatoes and the Yorkshire are from England. Half and half, like our family, half and half. It's amazing how we all changed. Our family unit has changed. We're so much more closer.
Can I have the Yorkshire pudding that looks like a Millennium Falcon, please?
Mark's worries about not finishing on time to take sunny pictures of their new house were ill-founded.
Beautiful day to do it, and it's an achievement day. It's like a tick day.
Just one final touch to go.
Will it fit?
Let
go then.
It's now time to think about attracting their much-needed guests.
And that is Au Volet Bleu.
For me, it's like, okay, how can we make sure that we're booked up the rest of the year? That's already in my head. No, it's good.
It's good.
I love it.
Good. I like that. That is nice. It's subtle.
Yeah, it's
what
not
we
in
are.
your face, you know?
It's wood, it's stone, it's carved. Yes. Perfect. Exactly what we want.
You got one post really tall, one post really small.
It's us, isn't it?
Yes.
Look, Sylvie, Au Volet Bleu is born.
Yeah.
The beginning of a great adventure.
After months of building work, the village of Vineyard is edging closer to the opening of its first gîte. And both Mark and Sylvie are finally relaxing and starting to take part in village life.
Je veux un tracteur. I want one.
Sylvie has even joined the local roller derby team.
This is something for me to just be me, not be maman or not be honey, you know, but just be Sylvie.
I should have put my glasses on.
If all goes to plan, the gîte will be open next spring. And hopefully they can welcome their first guests.
Now I can't wait to have people in it. Or like people on that patio, you know, enjoying themselves and, yeah.
I feel good. I feel at peace. I feel relaxed, which is a lovely feeling. I haven't felt relaxed for many, many months. Joyous is a word I'd use.
It's a nice shot. No going back.
No, no going back.
No. That's one thing we're for sure. And
Yeah, both of us absolutely agree. We're not going back.
we're not going back.
We adore it here. People enjoying it would be worth every day we spent working on it.
Making people their holidays.
Together, we pulled it off.
Yeah. So we're proud of each other.
Yeah, we are proud of each other. We've done well. Team Young might have had its dark days, but in the end we came through, didn't we? You know?
Yeah. Well done, Oni.
Yeah.
The tourist season is about to start in the southern Spanish town of Benalmádena, and just 8 days ago the Jones family arrived here from Wigan. They've bought a bar on the Costa del Sol which they're hoping to refurbish and open in time for the start of the summer.
Well, kids, this is ours. We've got to make it.
Yeah, we'll make it easy.
To save some money, they've been living with Carl's mum 200 miles away from the bar. In a bid to cut down their 400 miles round-trip commute, today the family have made a sudden decision.
Let's go inside.
They're splashing €1,000 on renting their own house.
I'm excited. Get my house at last. Hola.
Here's your property in Alicante, very quiet location.
Wendy and Becca have chosen a 3-bedroom villa in the stunning village of Alcalcin, 40 miles from the pub. The rent is €500 a month, a third of the cost back home in Wigan.
We can actually get away from the hustle and bustle of all the town life and the bar life that we're going to be doing, rather than living above a pub like we did in England.
What you need to pay every month is €500, €1,000 deposit. Okay.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Go find the lads now. We got the keys.
Oh, bloody time, where you been? Sitting here cooking.
Nestled in the hills, it will be the perfect escape after a day's hard graft at the bar.
Home, ashtrays out. Gorgeous, love it. The only noise is the birds. But I can live with that.
During the winter time, when the business winds down a bit, you just sit down and relax. Oh, I'm a hard worker, don't get me wrong when I get going, but when you relax, you have to relax, don't you?
Got a nice kitchen, nice big fridge.
For daughter Rebecca, their new home represents a big step forward in their Spanish adventure.
It's the first milestone of my venture. It's my first home. Eventually, we do want to have a family. It's making it feel real that we're actually moving to Spain, starting a business in Spain. Everything starts from this address, really. There's no plan B. This is it. This is all our money, all our property, everything rides on making this work now.
Right, they're taking the wooden unit, the table and chairs, the microwave.
But after renting the house, the Joneses have only €1,000 left for upgrading their bar.
My bank is empty. Rebecca's bank is empty. We've got nothing left. We need to open the bar so we can start earning money.
But things are going to get a whole lot trickier.
I hope the house is okay. We now have a big problem as we needed your deposit for our
There's been a
deposit.
misunderstanding between the landlord and the estate agent.
Please can you sort it out urgently?
And Wendy's just been asked to pay an extra €500.
I've no money. I've no money spare that I can give as an extra month's rent. You know, money doesn't grow on trees. There might be plenty around here, but it doesn't grow on any of them. I'm sorry, I've just got to breaking point. I can't deal with it.
Push comes to shove, we'll just have to get some Lilos and sleep in the bar.
Me and Gal's got a bad back, we can't sleep on Lilos.
Just 2 hours after moving into their new house, they risk being evicted. Will the Joneses manage to cling on to their Spanish dream? It's mid-November in the southern Spanish region of Almeria, home of partners Peter Thompson and Lee Bradford.
Notice, hands full.
It's the end of the tourist season and time for Peter and Lee to take stock. Since they opened their holiday lets, they've had 28 guests. So despite being based in the middle of the Spanish desert, their business venture has proved a success.
Ta-da! Yeah, turn the heat off.
We had a few
inquiries. People wanted to come, and word has spread, really. Everyone who's been here has said they've never slept so well. So you take that as a good omen that people like it. But yeah, it's trying to explain to guests that there isn't a sports bar and there isn't a bar.
Yet.
But all that may be about to change. To better cater not just for their guests, but also the local population,
Right.
Peter and Lee have decided to open a bar and restaurant themselves.
You've done a couple of cooking for people. I think they were impressed with your food. Well, there's nothing else here. The competition's quite a way away. I don't know, go for it.
Over the last 3 weeks, Peter and Lee have been looking around the village of El Puertecico for empty buildings in which to set up their new business.
As you come into the village, there's a bit that says for sale, and that used to be the village bar. So we went up there to have a look to see if it's worth buying the bar.
Get to the point with the price.
Sorry. And so we said, right, so, how much are we talking about? How much are we talking about? And she wanted 120,000 euros for it.
I think
so we went, goodbye.
We thought it would be too complicated.
So Peter and Lee have made a big decision. Just 3 months after finishing the renovations on their holiday complex, they've decided to revolutionise its layout and build a restaurant inside it.
So the restaurant's going to be in the ground floor of the 4-bedroom house and the terrace out by the pool.
This bit of wall here.
Yeah, to open it up.
To open it up. We're presuming the ceiling won't come down with it.
It's not a supporting wall.
We will soon find out if it does.
So this is going to be the kitchen. So we've got a bit of digging out to do.
So basically, we can stand up in it. This would be good. Cracking your head, carrying plates.
The restaurant's going to seat about 30, and we're hoping to open it Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday lunch only. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. All the neighbours seem quite positive about it.
Very.
There's certainly no contest over who will be in the kitchen once the restaurant is up and running.
I'll be in charge, obviously. And
Delusional. You've been out in the sun too long.
And Peter will be wiping tables.
And I'll be doing everything else.
The people who are serving might be slow, so you need to keep the food warm, don't you?
Peter and Lee asked an architect to plan the restructuring of their 4-bedroom house.
Because we're making structural changes, you have to have a building licence. So nothing's really going to start until New Year now. They seem to think it would be about 3 or 4 months to do everything. We have a template for the size of the tables, so that we can then go around the rooms and work out how much room we've got. In this room, the architects put in 4, 8, 12 people. Be cosy. So the wall will come down to there.
This project will certainly keep Peter and Lee occupied throughout the winter.
I don't think it's that far, but...
There then.
Yeah.
And they hope to launch their new restaurant in time for the start of the next tourist season.
So after we spent all our time putting all the furniture together in here, you can take it all apart again and move it again. Having only been in here, Spain, this will be the 4th move.
This sofa's travelled the world.
It's been on 4 moves from Watford, hasn't it?
20 months after moving to Spain, Peter and Lee hope they will be able to replicate the success of their first business and look forward to the future with confidence.
I think now that we've been here like 2 years, I think it's become more and more evident how much of a change we have made. But I don't think we'd ever go back.
I don't think we'd be this happy in the UK. You hated your job anyway.
Yeah, thank you.
And so yeah, no, very happy. It's the right thing to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Next time, as they prepare to open their new bar,
How much?
the Joneses try to break through the language barrier.
If there's a sign that says $8.99, you can say that. Done.
It's very good, darling. If I put those on, it actually makes your job look a lot better.
A husband and wife team build their dream house in France.
We've got a hand-picked selection of the best builders available, Helen. Me. Oh, there's your other foot, darling.
One small, one large. I'm never going to assume.
And one tough businessman finally cracks.
You're not scared, are you? Absolutely. Yes, I am. Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's a dream chased by thousands of Brits each year.
Number one's the weather.
Heading to Europe to set up new lives and businesses in the sun.
Are you ready?
They're seduced by gorgeous scenery.
It's just about the space out here. There's so much space.
Year-round sun and a better, cheaper way of life.
Our living room in London, you'd fit in 4 times.
But how easy is it to turn the dream into a reality?
Money's dripping in and flooding out.
In this series, we follow those expats as they say goodbye, Blighty.
I think I'm full.
And begin their new lives. Setting up bars and restaurants in Spain.
That's what we're talking about, girlfriend.
Gîtes and B&Bs in France.
Totally and utterly out of my depth.
When nothing is ever as simple as it sounds.
It's probably not good for my blood pressure, this.
It can fail, but it won't fail. Not if I've got anything to do with it.
On today's show, a wannabe captain has to learn the ropes.
Roger, pull it in, pull the rope in. A little bit short-tempered. Started to swear at his crew.
Can he make the grade?
Not doing very well, are we? No, we are not.
The Vineyard opening a pop-up restaurant.
I'm trying to get this knife in, and I'm trying not to slip, because it goes straight through my hand.
Where there are some first-night nerves.
They are trusting me quite a lot. Obviously, it's their reputation on the line, and we really want to impress them.
And 2 French B&B owners host a Mad Hatter's tea party.
We found out who stole the tart!
But will Alice in Wonderland actually turn up?
I didn't realise it was going to be so bonkers.
What's with his head?
The Dordogne in France. 9,000 square kilometres of unspoilt beauty. Where rivers wind through chic towns and quaint villages, where spectacular countryside and exceptional scenery are the norm. The landscape is dotted with hundreds of chateaux. It's a region known for its friendliness and a laid-back lifestyle that is the envy of the world. Joe Gell and partner Alice Barnett moved here 8 months ago and are now running a successful restaurant and B&B with a king, 2 doubles and a twin bedroom.
I love France and I absolutely love living in the countryside. I woke up this morning and I drove down to Vertiac and it just looks like a postcard. And sometimes you forget to think how lucky you are.
No, we think France is amazing and we're really committed to being part of the community and we learn French and we speak French. I love it.
But although their fledgling business is doing well, they're still not making enough money. So they're planning a novel event to bring in customers on Mondays when every other restaurant around is closed.
If we whack the tables together, then let's see.
They're planning a sumptuous feast, but this will be no ordinary dinner.
Right, enough
Later today, the couple are holding a Mad Hatter's tea party based on the story of Alice in Wonderland. And they're going all out to put on a real show.
If anybody turns out expecting a normal dinner service, I think they might be a little bit baffled.
Friend Pete, who'll be starring as the Mad Hatter, has been handing out flyers in the local town. And now Joe and Alice are expecting a full house.
We've had loads of people book in over the last couple of days, so we're now up to about 35, which is perfect for us.
At €25 a head, they're hoping the party will be profitable and that they'll be able to roll it out throughout the summer.
Always a little bit nervous as to how it's going to go, because it's our first time, and so I think this thing will, hopefully it'll progress over the summer, and we'll get better and better, and, you know, sort of put new ideas in and stuff like that.
For today, it's all about the weird and wonderful, so Joe has come up with a rather unusual menu.
Pink onions, yellow courgettes, yellow raspberries, a carrot. Really, really pleased with all the produce I found this morning. We've got everything in the wrong colour, which I think is great. We're sort of doing grown-up party food. I was going to get blue potatoes, but I sort of drew the line at that.
Thankfully, this culinary capital of France is perfect for picking up such unusual produce. And with a hog roast already cooking outside, it's all systems go.
Yeah, once I get that produce in and we start working with it, that's when I get excited. And actually, even though we've got a lot to do, and we do really, really have a lot to do, I actually feel like it's going to be good and it's not going to be an absolute shambles.
And they're not just relying on the food tonight. As well as Pete, the Mad Hatter, there's a rather obvious role for Alice.
We're trying to look for Alice in Wonderland costumes online, and they were all either massive floppy dresses or children's, or a little bit on the risque side, which I really didn't want. So I ordered one, and then it arrived this morning. And everybody saw it arriving, so I can't pretend it's not him.
But at least the Mad Hatter's here.
Ah, it's Pete.
When you think you've got everybody.
And former actor Pete has a script all worked out.
Everybody, follow me. Let's wake up the Mad Hatter.
Ooh, OK.
Go down here. Knock the door. And so then you turn around to the people and say, wake the Mad Hatter up. Come with me and we'll go on a walk together.
But this Alice just wants to run off in the opposite direction.
Oh, correcting it. I wasn't really expecting the performance. He knows how much I hate it. He's dragging me into his show now. And I don't want to do it. Off with his head! I didn't realise it was going to be so bonkers. I want to go and hide.
Now I need the other 18 jam jars.
The guests are just minutes away. Joe and Alice are still preparing starters and have to lay the tables. Will they be ready on time?
And we literally have 10 minutes to sort this out.
La Duquesa. A stunning marina. White sandy beaches and traditional architecture combine to make this town the Costa del Sol's best-kept secret. Like the rest of the region, it also benefits from year-round sun, with summer temperatures soaring to 40 degrees. This is where Jerry Ferguson and Heather Walker are hoping to make a new life by running a fishing charter business.
The cost of living here is a hell of a lot less. I mean, you can do a family shop here for €100, which is 80 quid. But the quality of life here's 10 times better.
I love the Spanish music.
Yeah.
I like the Spanish language. I like their attitude towards people and their attitude towards life. It's not like back home.
No.
It's much nicer.
So far, things haven't exactly been plain sailing for this former pub landlord and ex-plasterer Heather. It's now at the back end of the season and their business is still not up and running. Yesterday, they spent 4 hours stranded at sea when both engines failed on the boat they planned to charter.
I mean, it was frustrating yesterday because I was just about to take control, or take over the controls of the boat just as the first engine started playing up.
The Fatam was towed back to the harbour. Today, Jerry and owner Gary need to get to the bottom of the problem, and fast.
Good morning, Gary. How are you? She's looking lovely as usual.
Every day Fatam is out of action. Jerry can't make money.
Temperature, you're in neutral. You've got 27 volts, so we should be ready to fire. Turn it over.
So why won't the engines turn over?
Just turn it over. Try to turn over now. Don't know.
Despite the fuel tanks being half full, the engines still refuse to start.
So say code 333 and then engine stop.
We shall get to the bottom of it eventually.
As soon as we figure out what's wrong with it, we'll get it sorted.
Gary calls the boat's mechanic,
We found the filter.
who suggests a costly solution. Filling the tanks to the brim so the pressure in the engine increases. But this will cost 600 euros and is not a guaranteed fix.
Hoping that the boat's going to get fixed. I hope this is actually what the problem is.
200 litres then.
It's absolutely no use to anybody if the engines won't kick over.
Finally, 500 litres of diesel later, they're ready to start the engines. If they still don't work, Jerry and Heather's fishing charter business could be on the rocks.
Oh, listen to that.
She works.
Oh. As soon as the pressure built up in the engines, it could drag the fuel through. And once that started, that was it running fine.
Good news for Jerry, but now Gary wants to make sure that the rest of the boat is ship-shape and fit for purpose.
Onwards and upwards. This is an impressive thing to see.
A week later, and the boat is hoisted out of the water for an inspection of its hull.
What does the boat weigh, Gary? Is it 28 tonne?
No, it's about 34.
34 tonnes. But she takes a tonne of fuel and another tonne of water, so it could get when it's fully loaded. It's not bad for a 40-year-old boat, is it?
It's quickly obvious that there are some repairs to carry out, meaning another frustrating delay. But it's in Jerry's interest to get the Fatam back on the water as soon as possible, so it's all hands on deck.
This is anti-fouling and paint. A mixture of both. So it stops the organisms growing on the hull. And this goes on maybe put 4 or 5 coats of this on. Big boat.
And while Jerry and Gary concentrate on the painting...
It's got potential.
Got potential. Picasso.
I don't know what for, but it's got
potential.
Heather is heading over to sort out the essential legal documents to get the business started.
She's away to the Global Nautica, the place in Estepona, to try and hurry them up a wee bit about getting the paperwork through. The quicker the boat's making money, the better for everyone.
Things are slowly moving forward for Jerry and Heather, but it's already August and the money-making window is about to close.
It is getting near the end of the summer season for tourists, but I still think the boat will be busy enough because we're going to advertise it enough. But when I get involved in an venture, I get very personal with it.
If there's one thing France is famous for, it's wine. 50 to 60 billion bottles originate from its vineyards every year. And last year, France was the largest producer of wine in the world. To pursue their dream of running a vineyard, Sue and Humphrey Temperley left behind a life in the UK to set up a wine business in the Dordogne.
The thing with out here is just there's so much space, and we're both basically, we love being in the middle of the country, and that's what we've got here is loads and loads of space, and the space to grow this sort of vineyard we wouldn't be able to afford in England, because land's so expensive.
The sort of area of land we've got and the size of house we have here, it would cost a couple of million in the UK in a nice area. But lifestyle like that is not affordable for us because we've never had that kind of money.
For the first time since moving here, Sue and Humphrey have had a bumper season and have produced more than 120,000 bottles of red wine. Buoyed by their success, they've decided to expand their business. cook Matt has been working for Humphrey in the vineyard with his girlfriend Katie to gain experience of the winemaking process. But now Sue and Humphrey want to put his culinary skills to good use.
Sue had an idea to do a pop-up restaurant where we do 20 covers a night.
We really have to go a long way to find a restaurant, and everyone that comes here that we have round for supper or something says, what a wonderful place to eat, standing on the terrace. And then Matt came along, and it turned out he'd been in the hospitality trade. He's a great cook, that's his great love, is food. And it just seemed like the perfect opportunity.
During the summer, the Dordogne is packed with tourists, so a pop-up restaurant could be a lucrative spin-off if Matt gets it right.
Well, the catering side is completely his, so anything to do with food, they keep, and anything to do with wine, we just sell the wine directly at the same price as people could buy it here, which for a restaurant is pretty good.
Guests will be seated outside the house, overlooking the acres of vines and the picturesque countryside. And tonight, the restaurant is opening for a trial run for 20 people. So Matt is shopping for ingredients.
So we're in Sainte-Foy-le-Grand market, which apparently has been voted one of the best markets in France. This is the main square of Sainte-Foy, where we are now.
Fortunately for Matt, this market is a chef's paradise. Every week, over 200 producers gather in the village square to sell locally grown produce.
We're going to do a starter of a goat's cheese salad, and then we're going to go on to the regional speciality, which is duck breast. I'm going to serve that with confit, croquette, potato, and then I'm going to do an assiette of dessert and a cheese course as well.
Matt's planning to charge just €15 per person for the 5-course meal, so he needs to shop carefully.
It's going to be very important that I get the budget right on this, because we're not charging a great deal. So what it is we're doing a Supper in the Vines pop-up restaurant, and I'm looking to use your goat cheese for the starter. I'm going to be serving about 20 people this evening, so I was thinking kind of this size in half per person.
That's €4.
€4.
And that's the fresh one. It's
That's
all the same price.
If Matt's trial run goes well, there'll be plenty more trips here. So he decides to try and haggle.
Buy cheese off you every week. Would it be possible to get some kind of a discount?
Yes, sure.
Would that be okay?
All right.
It's up to you, but yeah, that would be great.
I can make 10%.
That would be fantastic. Thank you.
It's a good start. He's just saved himself €4.
Then it make 20 and I give you 2.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Which is just as well, because Matt's also planning to serve up an expensive extra treat tonight. Oysters.
So we're here at the fish stall. Just going to get their attention. 2 kilos, s'il vous plaît. Merci.
Je ne suis jamais allée en Angleterre. 2,7 kg. Je laisse?
I think she was saying slightly more. Oh, we're going for 3 kilos. So we're getting a few extra. I need to practice the French there because I've ended up with an extra kilo. But I'm sure we'll find something to do with those extra oysters. Merci.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci. Au revoir.
So Matt spent more than he'd hoped. It's an important learning curve.
And it's good practice for me to be able to get the right amount of oysters next time. So yeah, I'll toss up how much we've earned at the end of this and see how profitable it is, and that'll help us set the price for the rest of the summer as well.
Matt's first food service is in just 6 hours' time. His profit has already been reduced by the oyster mix-up, and now he has 5 courses to prepare. If he gets this wrong, this could be the Vineyard's one and only pop-up restaurant. In the Spanish port of Duquesa, Scottish expat Jerry Ferguson has a big job ahead of him before he can launch his fishing charter business.
Somebody said to me a year ago, you're going to be painting a big 53-foot boat on the Costa del Sol, and I laughed at them.
The mechanical issues with the boat Fatam have been resolved, but now it's been hauled out of the water for some repairs on its hull. Jerry needs to get Fatam back in the water before the end of the summer season. because he and partner Heather aren't willing to give up on their Spanish dream.
And it is beautiful. Look, and I can see the dolphins from here.
The pair pay just €350 a month, about £270 for their apartment overlooking the Med.
Basically, you can just see everything. You can see how peaky the sea is going to be, how you can hear it in the morning. Perfect spot. I love it.
While Jerry races to finish painting the boat, Heather has another vital task that needs to be completed.
The thing is, because I speak Spanish, then it's my thing to actually go in and take over all the paperwork that needs doing.
Heather is off to see a Spanish consultant to discuss the best way of legally setting up the business. The Fatam is registered in the UK, and she's worried that that could cause a problem.
If you're going to go fishing and you want a licence for the boat, you can't be a British boat and fish in Spanish waters. A licence for the whole boat is only given to anything that's under a Spanish flag, not under a British flag.
If they do have to switch to a Spanish flag, it will mean more costs and more delays.
Jerry likes to push things forward. We want all this up and running as soon as possible, so for benefit of all.
But when Heather speaks with the local consultant,
y es de que el barco manteniendo bandera británica permite que cualquier barco de la Unión Europea pueda trabajar aquí en España siempre y cuando o pague los impuestos.
he has some surprising news.
Any boat that's in the European Union has the right to work here in Spain. So we could get away with not having to change anything. You don't have to put a Spanish flag on it, you can keep his British flag.
It's great news. Not having to re-register the boat in Spain has saved them a massive £3,000.
All I need now is the paperwork stating how much that he paid for the boat.
With their luck finally changing, Heather and Jerry decide to go out for lunch to celebrate. But as Heather arrives in the port...
Yeah, I hear you. You're under the boat. Well, this is all locked up. It's got a padlock round it.
Jerry's been so focused on painting that he hasn't noticed he's been locked in.
He doesn't even know anybody's gone anywhere.
Every entrance to the yard has been locked as the Spanish workers have gone out for lunch.
It's a very Spanish thing to do. This is a siesta. Drop tools at 2 o'clock and run like the clappers. I think he's probably been working under there and they've never noticed that he was there, so he's gone. They've just gone and locked up instead. Jerry, it looks like you're locked in.
Jerry calls the owner of the boat, Gary, for help.
I've been locked in. I don't know if that was one of your employees, you know what I mean? Lock the in. No, I've got to climb the fence.
But Gary doesn't have a key. So Heather sets off in search of one.
Buenas tardes, mira, soy Paco, que ha venido una chica amiga de Gary y tal, y dice que están encerrados dentro del varadero. ¿Cómo lo hacen? No, ahora a las 3. Gracias.
A las 3, ahora.
Jerry won't be able to get out of the boatyard for another hour.
But I'm kind of enjoying it. I'm gonna leave him in all night.
Having lost their first boat and then broken down at sea in their second, they can only laugh as their bad luck continues.
Help!
But they hope it's about to change.
You just keep sending food, supplies, water.
Just outside Vertiac, Joe and Alice are about to start their first ever Monday service. And to draw in the customers, they're staging a Mad Hatter's tea party. It should be a great way to earn extra cash, as most other restaurants in the area are closed on Mondays. But now the guests are starting to arrive, and in the kitchen, it's a last-minute dash to get things finished.
Can you send me some drink? Me stuff's through, folks. Just one.
Yeah, bring them in. Yep, go.
The Alice in Wonderland themed labels have all been written and are ready to adorn the starters. And now it's time for Alice to reluctantly transform into her namesake.
Not happy. Not happy. I hate it. It's hideous. Like geriatric Alice. It's horrible. If you have a Mad Hatter's tea party and you've got somebody here that's called Alice, who's going to be Alice apart from me? I hate it. I hate it. I really hate it.
But on the fancy dress front, it seems partner Joe is getting off lightly.
Don't forget your outfit, Sid.
Can you tie it on? You won't get it up there. Down there, maybe.
No, I don't think I get it. It's meant for a child, I think. OK, darling.
Thank you.
Show us. Yeah, you're in costume now.
I'm very happy, thanks.
Outside, the final guests have arrived. Inside, Joe's been preparing pudding.
The dessert tonight is a load of tarts. Apricot tart tatin. These are going to be jam tarts and also tarts with creme patisserie and some lovely fresh fruit that we got earlier with all the weirdly coloured bits in it.
Meanwhile, Alice has had a touch of stage fright.
Hot. Hot and anxious.
But with everyone seated...
I'm going to bring loads of wine out and pop it all on the table and help yourselves.
Alice takes a deep breath and steps up for her starring role.
I have a Mad Hatter who needs to be woken up. He's gone to sleep and this is his party.
It's the moment Alice really hasn't been waiting for.
Wake up, Mad Hatter! Oh, it is mad. It is mad. It is Mad Hatter.
Ah, you've come. At last.
Thankfully, Pete, the Mad Hatter, has for now taken the spotlight off Alice. And now the hog roast dinner is ready just in time for the hungry guests.
Can't actually undo the bolts to get it off, so... Piece of pig.
Stormers, listen. The buffet is now open. Through that door, you enter, and believe it or not, come out of that door. How many of you will get that wrong?
The menu is a multicoloured feast with couscous, potato with samphire, goat's cheese salad, and a special purple carrot dish too, together with the hog roast and sweet corn. And Joe and Alice's guests are loving it.
Yeah, asparagus.
Don't touch pig.
The dinner's gone down well. Time for dessert, and for Mad Hatter Pete to step up again.
I think I might have found out who stole the tarts.
No.
I think I found them.
Where?
They were just in there.
No. We found out who stole the tart.
We'll get Johnny Depp next time. No, he's done a fabulous job. Really good. Which is great, because he's been a bit mad behind the scenes. This is quite hard. Doing the theatrical performance and a hog roast, and you know, it's just again we're entering territory that we haven't been in before. I think people are a bit kind of like, what have we come to?
Maybe we've shocked a few people tonight, maybe.
But with 35 guests, each paying €25 a head, the party has been a success, and it means that the themed evening can be rolled out over the rest of the summer. Unfortunately for Alice.
Wouldn't that be nice? If you go to sleep like the real Alice and then you just, all of it's just a dream.
In the village of Gaya-Cheruiak, it's an important day for British vineyard owners Sue and Humphrey Templey. They're launching a pop-up restaurant with a view overlooking their vineyard, and tonight they're having a trial run for 20 of their friends. Cook Matt is right in the middle of preparing the 5-course meal alongside partner Katie.
They are trusting me quite a lot with this first one, actually serving the public Obviously, it's not only my reputation, but their reputation on the line. We really want to impress them. Katie, would you mind going outside and setting up? And I'll join you in a few minutes once I've finished topping and tail these beans.
This is a complete career change for Katie, who used to be a university lecturer and has no catering experience whatsoever.
I'm going knife, fork, knife even.
I'm going to put teaspoons on the plate so you don't need to worry about dessert.
What, they need an extra knife for cheese?
An extra knife at the top for cheese.
If the service goes well, it will provide a good source of income for these two expats. And Sue and Humphrey will profit from the sale of their wine.
Doing it at €15 per person, and that's with obviously people pay for the wine on top. So it is lower than we would normally be charging, but we think that it's only fair, you know, just to do an introductory price really.
Fingers crossed, if the weather stays like this, should be a good evening.
But Humphrey's first priority is his grapes.
In a way, I hope it does rain, because I can really do with some more rain for the vines.
And what will be the best wine to serve to his guests?
Just so you know what we're doing in the wine terms, we're charging our ordinary list price because we think it'd be unfair to charge anything more. So we're selling the Bergerac Rouge, which is the normal red, for £6. If people want an old red wine, then there's a very, very rich and very interesting 2003. And then there's our dark rosé that you know.
With just 4 hours to go before 20 hungry guests arrive, it's time to start preparing the dinner.
I know that this is lavender. I think it's lavender. Some rosemary to go with something. Matthew, what's this rosemary going with?
The rosemary's going with the shallots for the duck.
On the menu tonight, an amuse-bouche of fried meatballs, a goat's cheese salad for starter, and confit of duck for main. Plus Matt's expensive oyster hors d'oeuvres.
So it's very much changeable. It's not a menu that we're going to keep throughout the summer. Every week it's going to be slightly different and tweaked with the food that's complementing the wines in the vineyards. I don't think you can really get a better concept than that.
And for pudding, Matt has gone for a French classic, crème brûlée.
So the crème brûlées, I've made a couple of mistakes with them. I'm getting a bit nervous about them not setting. So hopefully they're still going to be all right, but they're taking a little bit longer than I was expecting. Got about 3.5 hours to go. So although I would like to be more prepped up than I am, we're actually not too far behind. With Katie's help, I'm sure we're going to have no trouble getting there.
But Matt's now got 40 live oysters to open, and he's struggling.
I'm trying to get this knife in, but I'm a bit out of practice. And I'm trying not to slip, because it goes straight through my hand. That one's going to stay alive. Got that one. Yeah, it's not a job that can be rushed, really.
Fortunately, Humphrey is happy to help.
Do you need an expert help on oysters, do you? Not as easy as it looks. Well, it doesn't actually look that easy. Looks good? Yeah. Perfect. Can we just scrape it?
Phew, the oysters are ready. And just in time. With the guests arriving, service needs to begin, and the oysters are first up.
I think they're all not too sure, but hopefully once they've gone down, they'll appreciate them.
The oysters aren't going down quite as well as Matt had hoped.
Yummy!
It means that he's now under pressure to impress with the rest of his feast. In Duchessa, wannabe captain Jerry Ferguson's run of bad luck had left him locked in the boatyard. Help! Now, having freed himself, he's determined to get his new business back on track. But he has one final hurdle to clear. Jerry already owns a captain's licence, but the size of Fatam means that he will have to earn a new licence to carry up to 10 passengers. So he's now enrolled on a 3-day course to put all his nautical skills to the test.
I need the qualifications to take us a wee bit further on Fatam. There's no one in more of a rush than I am.
It's the beginning of September, and it's vital that Jerry completes the course and successfully passes the final exam if he wants to make the most of the remaining summer trade. He'll be taking the course with several other students, but with 40 years sailing experience already under his belt, he's quietly confident.
Hey Jerry, what are you doing on this boat? You already know most of the stuff.
I've been involved in boats back in the UK since I was 9, 10, 11, 12. The only thing is you need the certificates here if you want to hire a boat or else you want to hire on reward, if you want to earn money off it. I could give you a lift to the airport as a friend, but if I charge you, I'm a taxi and I need to have the certificate to do that.
The course starts with a refresher about marine knots. It should be a breeze for Jerry.
This is a bowline.
It's a bowline.
This is either for attaching to the cleat on the boat or a bollard, which are the black posts on the wall.
Give us a shot at that. I have never seen that done that way before. Never seen it done that way before. Right, I'm going to get an arse to this, I know I am.
Jerry's a little out of practice.
Do it again, Phil.
This is actually an inverted bowline. Right, what you've got to do, this one here.
Get it underneath, over the top and under.
The top.
Right. That one there.
No, around the other side.
We can take those.
There.
Right through the left.
Right. Go.
Right through the
Right
left.
through the left, then down. Right, okay, got it. Right through the left, yeah.
It'll be teacher Philip who will decide if Jerry can upgrade his licence and take out for Tom for business. As far as he's concerned, the jury's still out.
He says he's got a lot of experience, yeah? We'll soon find out, won't we? He seems to be learning a lot anyway, so I think that's the main thing. Well done. When you go into the gear, yeah, just do the click, and that's it. So there's no lag or whatever, yeah?
Jerry's next task is to prove he can moor the boat alongside the harbour wall.
Okay, so your job then is to bring us alongside.
Starboard side on.
Starboard side. You've got the 3 black bollards, so we want to go in between number 2 and 3.
Bringing the boat alongside the harbour requires the collaboration of Jerry's fellow students, but his first attempt isn't going well.
We're not doing very well, are we?
No, we are not.
Look at the position of the boat now.
No.
And Jerry's frustration is already beginning to show.
Roger! Pull it in. Pull the rope in. I shout, I raised my voice.
What's happening?
I raised my voice.
It's down to the skipper to be cool and calm.
I did shout twice.
And keep the boat there.
At the third attempt, Jerry finally manages to moor the boat successfully.
He's got to work on his control of the vessel. He's obviously got away with it over the years. What we need to do is to get him in full control so he knows where the vessel is and it's stationary when we're bringing it alongside, rather than relying on the crew to stop the boat.
But Jerry's still getting hot under the collar.
Roger! Oh, for God's sake.
A little bit short-tempered. He started to swear at his crew. Well, I think we've done remarkably well today, considering.
Must try harder.
Must try harder.
Jerry hasn't exactly shone. There are now only 2 days left for him to make an impression and then a final exam to take.
If he shouts and screams, then it makes everybody else a bit uneasy as well. But so if you can keep calm, then everybody else is calm and they enjoy it.
But will Jerry manage to get the licence he so desperately needs?
Early days yet, so we'll find out. Day 1, isn't it? So it's a huge improvement from the start. So yeah, we'll see what happens here.
Just more precise on the boat, that's all.
Finesse. That's all we need.
Yeah.
Finesse.
Finesse. Phil, you have the patience of a saint.
In the Dordogne, it's a big day for Sue and Humphrey Temperley's Vineyard. They've decided to expand their business by opening a restaurant overlooking the vines.
Yeah, you don't very often get a meal in a city like this.
Plenty customers have turned up for the restaurant's first service, with mixed reviews for the oysters. After an amuse-bouche of fried meatballs, Matt serves up his goat's cheese and beetroot salad starter.
The starter was lovely, and I mean, the goat's cheese was delicious, but the winner was the beetroot bit, actually. I loved the beetroot with the salad.
But all's not well in the kitchen. There's been a miscommunication between Chef Matt and rookie waitress Katie, and now Matt's behind with his service.
Yes, I'm still having to train Katie a bit because she's just cleared the plates outside and I'm not quite ready on main courses. Really important that you tell me what's going on out there, because if I see you've just cleared...
Well, I'm telling you. I thought they'd finished.
Yeah, the best thing to do is tell me before you do it, and then I can be ready.
Luckily, the guests are distracted.
Beautiful weather and the views and the atmosphere is unbeatable. And as an added bonus, the weather in England is terrible.
After a mad rush in the kitchen...
It's very time critical, this, because obviously I don't have any hot lights like you'd normally have in a restaurant, and I want to make sure that everybody gets the food in its best condition. So I just have to go at double speed, really.
It's time to serve the main course.
Pan-fried roasted duck. We've got a potato and duck confit croquette. Ooh. We've got confit shallot and carrots and peas and a cherry and red wine sauce.
The main course is absolutely delicious. The little croquette thing with the potato and the confit inside was absolutely delicious.
Fantastic job, really good.
And it's not just the food that's going down a storm.
Humphrey's had a word with me and he said so far that he's doing well on the wine. I think people are trying lots of different wines, it's really good. From what I can see, there's a good dozen bottles out there, so I'm sure Humphrey will be happy.
Time for the final course of the day, creme brulee with brownies.
So I'm going to try and flip this out, and if things go according to plan, they should all just pop out quite nicely without falling apart. Luckily, we've got some on the outside which are definitely ready. So I think we're going to get enough there. So they are very light.
So delicious.
Going 10 out of 10.
The evening has ended with great reviews for the first service.
I'm really pleased with how the night's gone. A couple of little issues along the way, which we're definitely going to learn from. It all tasted the way I wanted it to, and it took about 2 hours to serve 5 courses, so that was pretty much on target. Happy with that.
And although Matt blew his shopping budget on oysters, the event still made a profit of €270. A great result.
From the starter to the duck, and finally the puddings just blew everyone away. I mean, nobody worried about anything because the food was so amazing, and so I think you should take a big plan.
For Humphrey and Sue, this is clearly a viable business plan. And it's not long before the Vineyard reaps more rewards.
Oh, nice to see you.
Good to see you again. We've come for some more of your fantastic wine.
Today, some of the customers are back.
The food was fantastic, but the wine is what brought us back.
The whole evening was superb. We really enjoyed it, and the Malbec was sold on me, really, right. It was superb. So we'd like some more if possible.
They bought some wine at the end of the meal, and then they're coming back again a couple of days later to restock. That's exactly the model I'd like to establish.
This is a great result for Sue and Humphrey. The restaurant has given their vineyard another vital source of income, which will secure their future in their stunning new home.
And we've probably increased our customer base by 25% as a result of the pop-ups already, and who knows what it will lead to in the future.
Next time, as the summer comes to an end...
It's been absolutely bloody awful, but brilliant as well.
Joe and Alice...
Clean, clean, clean. I've already mopped the floor twice.
face up to some very tricky guests.
Run your finger across the top of the pool.
It's all right. She's not going to do that, though, right?
Does anybody do that, do you think?
They do on the telly.
Will wannabe Captain Jerry
Man overboard! Man overboard. Something to indicate for me, please.
get his licence before the tourists go home?
Got to keep you calm. Keep your wits about you.
And at the end of a week of hard grafting and spending,
we are down to our last couple of euro.
Will this unusual B&B get the thumbs up from its first guests?
If we don't get the accommodation right, if we don't get the people here, we have no income and we have nothing.